Good afternoon, dear students. I am Visram Singh Meena, Assistant Professor English, working at Government PG College, Kharoli. Through online mode, we are studying English literature. The lecture of the day is meant for the students of BA Part First. Today, we are going to study the poem entitled Lucifer in Hell. So first of all, we should know that the poem is an extract of the great epic Paradise Lost in 1667. Paradise Lost is divided into 12 books, and the present poem is part first or book first of this great epic, which has been written in blank verse. The poem gives an account of the fall of man, how the man is fallen from heaven. That is the theme of this epic also, the fall of man. John Milton was a Puritan poet, so the poem covers religious background. Here we will find that the poet portrays the situation of hell, where Lucifer, the archangel in heaven, has fallen with his companions, especially Beelzebub, next to him in power and post. So the poet describes the worst situation of the hell into which Lucifer with his companions have fallen. Nine times the space that measure day and night to mortal men, he with his horrid crew lay vanquished, rolling in the fiery gulf, confounded though immortal, but his doom reserved him to more wrath. For now the thought both of lost happiness and lasting pain torments him. John Milton says that nine times the space that measures day and night. Lucifer has fallen from heaven where he was living with God. But due to his disobedience, he has fallen. 9 times the space that measures day and night to mortal man. And he has fallen to the space, to the place which is 9 times, ninefolded far, which is measured by the mortal men in 9 day and 9 night. So that is the distance which has when measured here in the point, it is not the real distance as far as science is concerned. 9 times the space that measures day and night to mortal man, he with his horrid crew. And what is the situation of Lucifer here in hell? That he is lying. He is lying horribly with his companions, and he lies on the space which is 9 times of the distance covered by mortal men. Men are mortal because we all have to die. Those who take birth, they have to face death. Lay vanquished rolling in the fiery gulf, and he is rolling in the gulf, in the dale, which is fiery, which is full of fire. Lucifer is rolling like a vanquished, means defeated soldier, because who has been defeated by God, and now he is lying on uh, the space which is below the earth, hell. Lay vanquished, rolling in the fiery gulf. Confounded, he is very confused, because now he can see different type of things in hell which he didn't see in heaven. So he is in confusion, he is bewildered. Though immortal, however, he is immortal, means he will not to have face death, because he is an angel, so he will not die. But he has the fear of separation, fear of distance. Confounded, though immortal, but his doom reserved him to more wrath. For now the thought of lost happiness and lasting pain torments him. But his doom reserved him to more wrath. The poet says that the doom means the fate which he has to face is still needs or requires more anger on the part of God. For now the thought of lost happiness and lasting pain torments him. The poet says that Lucifer, who was An archangel in heaven now has been fallen to hell, and he has lost all his happiness, and what he has to face, which is the long lasting pain, long lasting grief, long lasting sorrow in his life. However, he is immortal, he has no fear of dying, but uh, these two things, loss of happiness and lasting pain, torments him. Torments him means troubles him very much. Around he throws his baleful eyes that witnessed huge affliction and dismay, mixed with obdurate pride and steadfast hate. When Lucifer throws means looks with his baleful means sad sad eyes, because he has been fallen. That is the occasion of the point. He throws his baleful eyes that witnessed huge affliction and dismay. These eyes saw huge affliction. Affliction means great mental suffering, and dismay. Dismay means gloom. Gloom means a kind of a disappointment, mixed with obdurate pride and steadfast hate. Mixed with obdurate pride. But the eyes of Lucifer are mixed with pride, with a kind of respect and steadfast hate. Steadfast means determined hate. Hate means a kind of contempt for God, because God has thrown Lucifer in hell. That's why Lucifer is very hateful to God. At once, as far as angels can, he views the dismal situation, waste and wild, a dungeon horrible on all sides round. At once means uh, when, or as far as the sight of the angel, sight of Lucifer can go, or as far as he can see, he views, he looks the dismal situation. He looks or he finds only the situation which is dismal, which has no appointment, no hope. The dismal situation, waste and wild. Wild means a rough situation, which is very tough to endure, tough to tolerate. The dismal situation, waste and wild, a dungeon horrible on all sides round, as one great furnace flamed, yet from those flames no light, but rather darkness visible, served only to discover sights of woe. Here the poet describes, or we can say portrays, the situation in which Lucifer has been fallen with his friends, with his friend angels. The dismal situation, waste and wild, a dungeon horrible. A dungeon means he sees the prison, a room which is completely packed. There is no way to get light, or the light to enter. A dungeon horrible on all sides round, What we can see there? We can see horribility, fearfulness on all the sides around that place where he is lying with his companion angels. As one great furnace flamed, yet from those flames no light. Here we find simile in the poem. As one great furnace flamed, just like one great furnace. Furnace means in which something is burnt. As one great furnace flamed, which was flaming, which was filled with fire, yet from those flames no light. But there was the kind of antithesis. Here we find that, however, the flames were there in the furnace, but there was no light. That was quite surprising for a Lucifer, but rather darkness visible. What is visible there? Darkness. We can see darkness all over the place, served only to discover sights above, and which is serving to Lucifer to find the scenes of sorrow. Woe means sorrow. Regions of sorrow, doleful shades, where peace and rest can never dwell. Hope never comes, that comes to all, but torture with end still urges, and a fiery deluge fade with ever burning sulphur unconsumed. Here the poet gives an account of uh, the hellish situation where Lucifer is lying. He is confounded, he is confused. Regions of sorrow, doleful shades. What he can see there, he can see the regions. Regions means areas of sorrow. Sorrow means sadness. Doleful shades. And the shades. Shades means images which are doleful. Doleful means uh, expressing sadness. Shades which are expressing sadness, which are expressing unhappiness of life, where peace and rest can never dwell. There we can't find these two, peace and rest. They never dwell there. Dwell means live. Hope never comes. And the second one, hope, which is necessary to live life. But hope never comes there. That comes to all. Hopes are the reason to live successful life. Without hopes, we can't live. That comes to all. But in that area where he is lying, hope never comes. But torture without end still lurches. There comes torture. There comes trouble without end, and torture which is long lasting. There is no end of that torture which we can find there. And Lucifer is surrounded by these personifications, sorrows, doleful shades, disappointment, and a fiery deluge. What we can find there, a fiery deluge. Deluge means flood, or the river which is fiery, which is filled with fire. Such river we can see there, and that river is never empty. It is filled with fire, fed with ever burning sulfur unconsumed, and that uh, river of sorrow, the river of fire, the river of sadness is overflowing, and it never dies. The current of the river never dies. It is feeding, it is feeding the sulfur which is never consumed, which is unconsumed. Fed with ever burning sulfur unconsumed means the sulfur of unhappiness, sulfur of sadness, it is not coming to an end ever. So there is the atmosphere of sadness all over the region where Lucifer has come with his companions due to the disobedience to the chief. Who is the chief here? God. And that is the result why Lucifer has been sent to hell. Such place eternal justice had prepared for those rebellious. Here their prison ordained in utter darkness, and their portion set as far removed from God and light of heaven. The poet gives uh, the reason for the formation of hell. He says that such place eternal justice. Such a place has been made to give eternal justice. Eternal means the justice which is given by God. Such place is made to do eternal justice, had prepared for those rebellious, and that kind of punishment is given to such angels who rebel against the will of God. Rebellious means angels who rebel. For those rebellious, here their prison ordained in utter darkness, and the prison where such disobedient angels are kept, or such disobedient angels are punished. There is the prison, which is in total darkness. There we can't see the light of the sun or the light of hope, and their portions it, and there are portions, there are apartments for such rebellious angels set in the prison as far removed from God and light of heaven, and this prison is very far, and it is banned from God and light of heaven. As from the center thrice, as from the center thrice to the utmost pole. The distance of this place from heaven is threefolded of the distance. It is far from the earth, which is the center. Heaven is above the earth, while hell is below the earth. As from the center thrice to the utmost pole. Utmost pole means heaven. Oh, how unlike the place from from whence they fell. They have been fallen. They have been fallen from the place which is very far, or which is thrice or three folded in distance from the center, from the earth. So they are now living in the dark place, which is avoided light of God and light of the sun. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.